Again, my name is Joe DiCarlo. I'm with the admissions office. I'm the Dean of Enrollment. Want to be the first of many tonight that will congratulate you on your acceptance to Worcester State. We're really excited for you and hope that you're enjoying this week's virtual accepted student activities. We've got some sessions this evening as well as tomorrow. I'm going to put a link in the chat for our welcome website so that you can find all the remaining sessions that we have scheduled for you this week. Our goal is to just help you get as much information about Worcester State, meet as many of our friendly students and staff as possible to help you make your decision on attending Worcester State this fall. We're incredibly proud of our university. Really happy to have you here tonight. And again, want to congratulate you on really what's been a great accomplishment to be offered admission to Worcester State. We're sure you have a lot of other great options as well. It's been a tough year and you've all persevered and certainly have provided yourself with some great opportunities for college choices this fall. And we certainly hope that Worcester State's at the top of that list. So with that, I want to turn it over to our staff from the athletics department. They're going to talk to you about varsity athletics, about wellness and fitness and intramurals this evening. So no matter where you might be in that spectrum, you're going to get a lot of great information this evening. If you have any questions that you need to follow up with, please don't hesitate to contact any of us. Feel free to contact the admissions office. And certainly if after this evening you love what you hear and you're ready to make your commitment and pay your admission deposit, you can do that off our website as well. And again, I'll share that link in the chat momentarily. So to go ahead and get us started this evening, I'd like to turn things over to Michael Mudd. He is our Director of Athletics. Mike, go ahead and take it away.
Hey, thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Just want to echo Joe's thoughts. We're excited as heck to have you guys with us today. Know that you have some great opportunities in front of you, and we feel that Worcester State is just an institution that's buzzing right now. A lot of great things going on, and hopefully we'll give you a better idea of all the great things going on within athletics and wellness. Again, my name is Michael Mudd. I've been the athletic director here at Worcester State. I'm completing my 7th year, and I very much enjoy my time here. I have a few other people to introduce to you right now, and you guys can give a wave quick. I have Matthew Manning with me, who is varsity captain of the men's hockey team from the Michigan area. Give a wave. I can't see the screen, but I'm assuming you are. And Rachel George, who's a varsity student athlete on the women's track and field team. On the recreation and wellness side, which they'll be speaking in a few minutes, I have Dean Bowen, who's our assistant director of the fitness center. I have Britt Rendy, who oversees our intramurals. She's also the assistant sports information director. She's also our head women's tennis coach. So obviously Britt wears a lot of hats. Brett St. Ange, who's one of our student supervisors, and Beth Campbell, who's also a student staff member. So we're happy to have them all with us today. They will be available at the end of this discussion to answer any questions that you have. Sometimes you like to more hear from the students than us old guys that are just talking about the area that we oversee. So we'll have time for that at the end. So we have, as most of you know, we are members at the Division III level of the NCAA, and we offer 21 sports here at Worcester State. When I arrived, we had 19 sports 7 years ago. Since that time, we've added women's varsity golf, and some of you may know that recently, just 2 weeks ago, we added women's varsity hockey. That's going to start the season as soon as next year. So we're really excited about that. We continue to provide more opportunities, especially for our female student athletes. 400 plus student athletes on campus, and there's only a little over 4,000 students on campus. So that means that almost 10% of our students on campus are student athletes. So it's obviously a very athletic campus. We take our athletics seriously here at Worcester State. I think a higher percentage of that are resident students. So as an athletic director, I just love the feel and the buzz of student athletes being on campus at all times. You probably have seen our mascot, Chandler H. Lancer. Chandler came to life about 5 years ago, and you'll see him throughout campus and athletic events and special events. We primarily participate in the MASCAC conference, the Massachusetts State Collegiate Athletic Conference. There's 7 other members in that conference. All those schools are Massachusetts schools. See if I can remember them all. Westfield State, Bridgewater State, Salem State, Fitchburg State, Framingham State, MCLA, Mass Maritime Academy, and us. Did I get all 18? Those are the 8 schools that consist of the MASCAC conference. However, we're also an affiliate member in 2 sports because the MASCAC member conference doesn't host those sports. That being women's field hockey, which for the first time ever, we won the championship last year. in that sport. And that involves a lot of the sports from our conference, plus a lot of the little East Conference schools like Southern Maine, UMass Boston, schools like that. We're also in the Little East Conference in women's tennis. Can change. So as I mentioned before, we have 21 sports, pretty much spread across the entire sports season. Fall sports, very important, very busy time around here. 10 of our 21 sports play in the fall. One of the things I want to point out among our sports teams, you know, I get asked the question a lot by parents, by kids, and that is, you know, can we, a lot of you I know have been great high school athletes and you want to maybe play at the high school level. And some will ask me about walking onto a specific team. You know, most of our sports teams, the members of the team are recruited actively by our coaches. Our coaches have seen them play at the high school level, at the club level, and they've been recruited, and we've, you know, competed against other schools to recruit their services to come to Worcester State. But we do have a few sports where we do have plenty of walk-ons, and you know, track and field comes to mind, tennis, golf, and even some of the other more major sports. We do have walk-ons. So if you feel that you can play at the college level, and you know, maybe you've had second thoughts, but maybe all of a sudden you're getting excited by hearing me talk about sports right now, and you want to maybe come and play, don't be afraid to send an email. Specifically to the head coach. If you go to our Worcester State website, which I'll show you our website in a minute, or our web address in a minute, feel free to reach out to them, because, you know, you never know. We are looking at all times to add to our teams, and some of our best players have become walk-ons. So don't be ashamed of the fact that you weren't recruited to Worcester State. Next slide. Along those lines, you know, one of the greatest fears I hear from a student athlete, that were a high school athlete, even from their parents, are that they're afraid about balancing academics and athletics. And to be candid with you, there can't be anything further from the truth that athletics makes academics more difficult. If anything, athletics allows you to be much more structured, keeps you on the rails, makes you utilize your time more effectively. Our student athletes actually perform much better in the classroom than the general student population. Our graduation rates are higher, our retention rates are higher. And that's because we have a lot of things in place, as you see here. I won't go through all of them today, but we have a lot of actions in place to help keep our student athletes on the rails. We actually hired a full-time employee about 5 years ago. Well, it's been more like 7 years ago now, to come on board, whose main focus is to keep our student athletes on the rails and help them with their academics, point them in the right direction to get the support they need to be successful. So I never want to hear a person say that I'm not playing football because I don't have the time, I just can't handle it academically, because quite honestly, you're going to do better if you play athletics academically, if you play a sport. Next slide, please. So I talked about earlier, I'm sure most of you, you're all social media savvy. I'm sure a lot of you have these sites bookmarked, but these are all the various platforms of social media we have at Worcester State. Feel free to take a screenshot if you need to for those things, but pretty much all the information coming out of our athletic department or our recreation and wellness department, you can find on any of these platforms at any time. Next slide. I also want to mention that we are very dependent on student help to run our various activities, whether it's in athletics or whether it's in wellness and recreation. We hire, some of you may have work study as part of your financial aid package. And I would argue that there's nowhere better to work than athletics if you have work study. You basically get paid to watch athletic events. Maybe you got to chase the odd ball. Maybe you got to work the scoreboard. But in general, you're getting paid for doing basically nothing. And I would argue I'd rather, you know, watch sporting events to get paid than have to like go to the library and work at a front desk or something. So if you do have work study, please reach out. In the middle of the summer is a good time. You want to reach out to Dirk Baker, and you want to take this email down, dbaker1@worcesterstate.edu. Dirk's actually our varsity baseball coach as well, but he's in charge of the work studies. He's in charge of placing you into various positions in the athletic department, which really helps us out. We need your help to put on our athletic events. There are also a few opportunities in general that you do not need work study for. You can just be an employee and get paid. those are much more competitive. You usually have to interview for those. There's not a lot of those positions. Actually, Dean will probably talk a little bit about those. He has more in the wellness and rec department than athletics. But we do hire a few of those. So again, if that's something that interests you, you can also work through Dirk Baker on that, and he can try to point you in the right direction. I think that's my last slide. So again, my name is Michael Mudd. I'm the athletic director. You'll have a chance to ask Matthew Manning and Rachel George questions at the end if you have any athletic related questions. And again, I can't, I love Worcester State. I love being the athletic director, and really happy that we have the opportunity to get in front of you today. Hopefully we can get you to come to our school and see all the great things going on. It's now my pleasure to introduce to you Dean Bowen.
Well, hey everybody, and thank you, Mike. And I'll kind of echo some of the comments you've heard so far. Congrats on kind of your first step. Your next step is really connecting with Joe and the rest of the admissions team, so we can truly welcome you to our Worcester State family. But we'll spend some time now, myself, Brittany, and again, we have some of our student staff here who can help with any of those questions that you may have towards the end. We'll talk to you a little bit about our recreation and wellness programming. So Mike talked a little bit about, maybe you're thinking of joining that athletic team, maybe you're not. And if you're not, there's definitely a home for you with us to stay competitive, stay active, and kind of keep yourself well while you're here at Worcester State. So first, let's talk a little bit about the Wellness Center in general. Fortunately, for all of you and even for us, this building opened up the fall of 2016. So we still have that fresh kind of new smell in the facility, and we're still changing the culture on campus in terms of recreation and wellness. We are open. Maybe one of the questions you may ask later, but we are open. We have been open throughout this entire academic year. Some of our key highlights are our 9,000 square foot fitness center, 2 floors, course, a golf simulator, our 2 gymnasiums, both our main competition court and the multi-purpose gym, which is generally used for intramurals, open recreation, day use locker rooms, and really a nice, welcoming, open environment that everyone will probably hopefully attend here and come in through the building, whether it's for a class, a group exercise class, or even a smoothie. Turn it over to Brittany for a bit.
Hi, everyone. I want to echo everybody else's sentiments. So congratulations on your first step. We would love to welcome you into the Worcester State family. So as Dean mentioned, the Wellness Center has a variety of different programming opportunities for you. My main focus is intramural sports. So I'll talk to you a little bit about that and touch on some of the other Wellness Center offerings. So like Mike said, if you are looking to stay competitive, you are looking to stay athletic, but maybe varsity sports isn't for you, intramural sports is a really great opportunity. We offer a variety of different leagues and tournaments throughout the year that are ever changing. So we might start in the fall with flag football and move to 4-on-4 volleyball to 5-on-5 basketball. We have had a golf league, we have tennis, we have all sorts of different things that you can think of that range from a 4 to 5 week league to a 1-day tournament. So you can be as committed or as in and out as you want through intramurals. You can play any sport you'd like, and it's pretty relaxed. So don't worry about your skill level or competition level either. So something like 5-on-5 basketball, we offer competitive leagues and recreation leagues as well. The best part about it is you can win a free t-shirt, which everybody loves. So we have plenty of those things. Please reach out if you have any questions about that. We also have personal training and wellness coaching options as well. It is a fee-based program. But it is something that is going to be a lot cheaper than on the outside. We have really knowledgeable staff who can help you with your personal training goals and your wellness goals that will get you there. We do have free fitness orientations and assessments. So if you are somebody who really wants to start looking at their wellness and their health and their physical health, but don't know where to start in a gym, we will offer you the orientation and assessments for free and show you how to use the equipment. We have bikes and other equipment rentals that are free for our students. We have virtual recreation and wellness opportunities. If this year has taught us anything, we can work out from our living room, and we are offering you all those opportunities on our website. The Corzec Golf Simulator is a really great addition to the Worcester State Wellness Center that just not many other schools have. Play Pebble Beach in between classes. Like, it's a really awesome opportunity to work on your game, to hit the driving range in the middle of January, or hit a course that you'll never going to be able to play in real life. So we do have that opportunity. It's a small fee, but it is well worth it. And we have plenty of group exercise classes that range from pink gloves boxing to Zumba and everything in between. There's cycling, and our instructors are wonderful, wonderful people who are so energetic and excited to be back in the studio. So definitely check them out. And we have plenty of open recreation opportunities if you just want to pick up a basketball and play horse in the multi-purpose gym and shoot around with your friends, or grab some of our equipment and play hockey in the multi-purpose gym, or grab some tennis rackets to go out to the tennis courts and hit around. We have plenty of opportunities for you. So make sure before you get to campus to check out some of our FAQs and welcome videos to make sure that you know our protocols. If anything this year has taught us, we have to make sure we're really safe. So we do have certain protocols in place to make sure that you're safe, that we're safe. So check those things out before you come, and make sure you have your one card, and you'll have access beginning in the fall 21 term. Did I miss anything on that one, Dean?
I mean, the one thing I will echo is probably 90% of what Brittany just spoke with you about is free. It's free access with you based on your enrollment here at Worcester State. Very few of our programs are fee-based, and that's usually because we need to pay someone to provide that service, or use those funds to upkeep on that set equipment. So very nominal fees. I definitely encourage you to participate in those. So a few other things that, maybe you're thinking about coming to Worcester State, maybe you're ready to reach out to Joe and his team. There's a few things that you could do to kind of get ahead of the game that we definitely always encourage our students to take care of. One is completing the waiver before you arrive campus. It'll just help us with that transition and help us reduce that bottleneck potentially with registering or coming into some of our programs. And then definitely, check us out. As Mike said, and Brittany said as well, go to wsulancers.com. You'll find such a wide variety of information and resources there. And you can really dive in and learn about whether it's this program, this sport, this coach, and really find out who to contact. Because the one thing Worcester State does really well is we connect each other. So we're here to make sure that you have the resources that you need. So don't ever, shy away from reaching out to us, even if it's a question that maybe isn't directly related to athletics, recreation, or wellness. We definitely know the folks that we can direct you to make sure you're getting the right information at the same time. So a few other ways to get involved with us other than participation is getting involved through our ambassador program, or even joining our employment team. With recreation and wellness, we generally, in non-pandemic times, look to hire around 70 or more students to help us run not only our programs, but our facility as well here in the Wellness Center. So lots of opportunity and lots of information there online. Generally for the incoming student or the fall 2021 term, we do look to collect that employment over the summer and kind of have some things set before we all arrive in September. But I definitely, again, would encourage you to check us out at wsulancers.com. Maybe during this pandemic, you haven't been to the facility before, or maybe you just haven't seen some of the things, a few action photos of some things that actually happen here. We're a very active facility, very active building. And there's reasoning and reason behind that, I guess. But definitely want you to come in and join the action and be well through movement. So that is the end of our presentation. We'd love to entertain any questions that you may have. We'll stop sharing so we can see each other. So feel free to either drop it in the chat. If not, feel free to unmute yourselves and ask a question.
Don't be shy.
As our lovely President Maloney does in some of his meetings, he'll start the slow talk at this time to make sure we're giving everybody a chance to ask a question.
Well, I'm going to keep my 2 student athletes on their toes, so I invited the call. Ask them a question. So I'll ask Maddie first. Maddie, tell me the best thing about being a student athlete at Worcester State University.
I'd say for sure just everything that the school, especially athletics, has to offer. Not only obviously that new well that we have, but on top of that, like you said, there's somebody that's constantly checking our grades, making sure that every single student athlete on campus is getting all the help to receive academically, not just athletically, which of course, obviously we're all student athletes here. So student comes before being an athlete. That's obviously the most important thing. I know for a lot of my teammates and a lot of my friends that are in athletics, this has been a tremendous help to them and has kept them on the path from year 1 to the end of the year, being some of it their senior years. I think all the support that we have is definitely the best thing that is I would be your average normal student at Worcester State.
Rachel, how about you? Other than academic support, what else has been best part of your journey here at Worcester State from an athletic standpoint?
I think like along with what Matt said, I definitely agree. But I think also like friendships you make, like your teammates become like some of your best friends, like you're with them every day. And that's like definitely something that I've definitely enjoyed. And like you look forward to going to practice every day to see your friends, your coaches. It's kind of like your own family. Like your family's Worcester State, but so is your team. So that's definitely the atmosphere. It's very energetic and like you get excited to go to practice every day. And you also get other opportunities like clubs and things. I know I personally am involved in multiple clubs on campus, and like that's another great opportunity you can get here as well.
Thanks.
So Beth and Brett, if you want to share any insight as far as the student experience goes in terms of maybe employment, and then in terms of just being in the Wellness Center as being an engaged student.
Okay, sorry. Can I unmute here? Hi guys, I'm Brett. So I've been an employee at the Wellness Center since August of 2016 when we opened. And for me, it's just been awesome to see this place blossom into what it is today, especially how we've been able to keep the vision of athletics and recreation and wellness open during the COVID pandemic. But one of the things that I've always loved about working at the Wellness Center is that I'm not involved in athletics, I don't play sports, but it's a great way to be involved, like Brittany was saying, with intramurals and recreationally on campus, and you just meet so many people. This is one of the hubs of campus, especially right now, because this is really one of the only places where students are interacting a lot because of the pandemic. But I've been able to meet so many people and just create so many relationships and friendships here over the past 5 years because of the inclusive nature of the Wellness Center and just everything it has to offer.
Yeah, just kind of echoing what Brett said. I was an athlete in high school and I'd always been involved in athletics. And once I came to college, I wasn't on a sports team and I wanted to get myself involved in something that I could feel like it was kind of like a team atmosphere, like you're in an environment where everyone is just bettering themselves. And I feel like the Wellness Center was really a great opportunity for me. I also made such great friendships that I really didn't think I would ever make. And it really connected me here at Worcester State. And I would recommend anyone coming into Worcester State to not just use this facility to your advantage, because so many schools don't have the things that we have here, like the golf simulator and like even the smoothie shop. Like through Corona, I have been coming here and doing homework every day just to get out of the house, and it's quiet, but also you can come to the gym and you can work out, and it's a good time to see people and yeah, just better yourself and work on yourself. And I think that the gym is a great place to do that.
And of course, our employer, Dean Bowen, makes it a great place to work.
Yes.
So we recommend
Mhm.
looking for a job here for sure.
Yeah, and I feel like the wellness center is very inclusive too. Like it doesn't matter if you're young and if you're a freshman, like everyone's so welcoming. They'll just want to hang out with you and they'll want to show you the ropes. And I mean, like even Brett, like we go to dinner and stuff. So it's just, you really do make connections and it's really a great place to be.
Yeah.
So
Or even if you're transferring, if you're a
Yeah.
transferring student too, we've had a lot of transfers
Yeah.
come in and even come to work on our staff.
mhm.
And it's a great place because you right away are able to meet people and get involved on campus. So
Great feedback. I think it's important to point out, what I like to point out a lot of times too, as the athletic director, when the building was built, no one was happier than our varsity athletic sport teams. Obviously, it created a tremendous venue for our teams to be able to, specifically basketball and volleyball, to play their home games in that facility is incredible, but to also have locker rooms and all the different resources. But what I like to remind people is that this building was really built for the entire campus population. And I think Beth and Brett really touched on that, is whether you're a varsity athlete or not, there's classroom space, there's exercise space, there's space for the varsity teams, locker, like there's so much for everyone, which was really the mindset behind the Board of Trustees when the funding was raised for this building. It truly is for the entire campus population. So there's a few questions in the chat. I don't know if everyone's been reading the chat, but there's definitely some good information in there.
So I think a lot of, you may have questions post this session, and I think a lot of that information is at wculancers.com. And again, don't ever be afraid to reach out. We love connecting with our incoming students, potential students. Anything we can help you with in that potential decision-making process. Worcester State's a great place. I think, a lot of people have talked about the inclusive environment and the community feel that we have here, the social environment we have here. Even during the pandemic, we've still been able to remain social while being socially distant. So, which is quite an accomplishment.
Dean, a question just came through in the chat that might be better answered verbally because of the nuance there.
Club sports work with the athletic department. So we as an athletic department have been working to migrate the club sports program that's currently under the Office of Student Involvement Leadership Development, currently bring them to the Department of Athletics. I would like to probably guess that we are on track to do that this academic year, and then the pandemic has put a big segue into that. So I think it's coming, probably more to be determined. But our Department of Athletics and Recreation and Wellness is a better home for such club sports, as that's what we do all the time. So I think that's just an eventual process and migration that will eventually happen. And I think with that, when it does potentially come to athletics, recreation, and wellness, I think we'll start to evolve some additional opportunities beyond some of the club sports that we do have currently. In honor of everybody's time, is there any other questions? Feel free to throw them in the chat or unmute yourselves. Well, on behalf of our entire department and my colleagues who joined us today, thank you for joining the session. Thank you for giving Worcester State the opportunity to welcome you. Again, please reach out to either the Department of Athletics or Recreation and Wellness, or even our admissions team at Worcester State for any future questions you may have. There was an earlier question. This is being recorded. It will be put on the admissions page where you might have registered for this Zoom session tonight. So I wish you all to be well during these challenging times, and hopefully we will see you here in the fall 2021.
Bye, everyone.